Hello, everyone, and welcome to your year 2024 guidance. Now, for this year, I have decided to do a tarot scope. So, basically, a tarot reading for all signs of the zodiac, all 12 signs. And the reason for this is that 2024 is, from an astrological perspective, is going to be such an intense and such a very individualistic year that perhaps to generalize, because ultimately, when we break something down to the 12 signs, collectively speaking, we're more or less, but more generalizing, because certain energies will resonate very, very closely to people who belong to the same signs, but that resonance will always have, like an individual detriment. There are certain things collectively that simply cannot take place in a part in the life of a certain individual on a certain path. And at the same time, there are other energies which, even though collectively may be very unlikely to play out, still the individual person, karmically speaking, has that event pending in their lives. So because the year 2024 is going to be, on one hand, full of surprises, and on the other hand, the karmic theme generally is what do we want? And only we individually, and of course, collectively as well, only we can give the answer to that question. So, this is the reason why I do believe that tarot can help us generalize much more easily and can basically catch the resonance, the individual resonance, in a much greater efficiency. Now, of course, astrologically speaking, I have a video there where I show a tutorial on how to read your own chart, and you can just apply the astrology for the year 2024 that you're going to be hearing from me and from any other astrologer to your individual situation. So let us begin the series of guidances for the 12 signs of the zodiac. I am going to use a different tarot deck for each and every single sign. And of course, we're starting with the sign of Aries. And for Aries, I have chosen the very classic Rider-Waite deck because, for me personally, this was the deck that, from a tarot perspective, as to become a tarot reader, was like an Aries moment, the new beginning, the fresh and new, and basically the first breath in that sense, because it was this deck that actually revealed to me the deeper secrets within the cards of the tarot, if that even makes sense. So that's why I've chosen the Rider-Waite deck. No, a great deck for everyone to start their tarot journey for the sign of Aries. So with this being said, let us shuffle the cards and ask the divine to reveal to us what Aries natives can expect to play out in their lives in the year 2024. Now, astrologically speaking, you guys are the hosts of the North Node. So the spotlight is definitely on you. So for the first card, we have the Eight of Swords. Second card is the Three of Pentacles reversed. And I do believe we have all the shuffling here. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse position. And we have the Knight of Cups also in reverse position. Now, this isn't such a fantastic energy. I'm going to be quite honest with you because you guys are likely to have a big hold your horses moment in 2024. Now, this is depicted by the Eight of Swords. So it means that certain things in your life that which strictly depended on you, depended on your input, depended on your initiative, depended on you figuring things out, even contemplating, brainstorming certain things in your life that you needed to go forward with. Now, those moments have already taken place in your life, most probably in 2023, 2022/2023. And these moments were really important because you kind of achieved a very important step forward towards a much larger sense of stability and grounding. But of course, in that area of life, which is really, really important for you, that area of life which in the present moment has all the karmic spotlight. But the problem is that the course of evolution, basically the path, very many times it's not as rational and linear as we might hope, hence the Eight of Swords. Maybe, especially at the first part of the year, there is going to be a moment where a lot of things, if you just look at the Eight of Swords, will not depend on you anymore. But that's in a way logical, a lot of important things that did depend on you, action was taken, your response, your initiation, your reaction even was there. So your part was completed. And now there is like a waiting game, if that makes sense, which in a way, of course, frustrates Aries natives, especially because things have to fall into place. And those things don't depend on you. Why? Well, on one hand, this Eight of Swords sometimes suggests that it depends on another person, it depends on something external, it depends on something collective, or it actually depends on a non-person like government, an institution, a company, a group of people, something with a leadership that guides its decisions. So, put it into context for yourself. So that is why the next step or the follow up of the great initiation and the important steps that you have taken so far are in a way work in progress, the Three of Coins reversed, but the work is not yours. So this is why a moment of frustration may come, because the greater plans, the hopes, the principles, the feeling that you're moving forward, that you're leaping forward, might suffer some disruption and might suffer some slowdown. There might be certain bigger plans that you had in mind for 2024 that might be delayed. There are certain travels, especially long distance travels, that you kind of need to take in 2024, and you know that, and regardless of the reason. For some people, this might be related to work. For other people, it might be related to something that they need to solve, like if they lived in a foreign country before, regardless of when, maybe there is something there that they need to make a quick trip to take care of. May it be friends, may it be something official, may it be work, may it be so very, it really, really depends on your individual situation. But there might be a returning to that country or that long distance place where you once had some kind of business or some kind of any kind of interest, basically. But at the same time, other type of travels, as I said, might be I don't necessarily want to say delay, but rescheduled. Some might come up more early than expected, causing a certain kind of inconvenience and causing you not to basically not to be in mental control. Because when you do not know, And when you do not have uh, the vision of how you will cope with this and that, etc., then from a mental perspective, you are no longer in control. You're pretty much like this. So you will have this kind of moments where you're both blind and blinded in 2024, but even if they may cause frustration, because we're speaking about Aries natives and we cannot ignore the temperament, if that makes sense, yet still, uh, whatever needs to unfold or whatever you're stopped, you're bound from doing, living, etc., etc., may it be work, projects, or important dates and times and moments at work, study, career, may it be certain travels, they will come chaotically. They will come unexpectedly, but the progress will take place as a leap of faith. Sorry, as a quantum leap, or better said, as a even leap of faith can be a valid depiction here because why you won't be ready. It will come as a surprise. So will you go with the flow or not? But now I would like to. Oh, and of course the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups reversed represents that this is that kind of year where you cannot afford, especially from a spiritual slash psychological slash emotional perspective, to be the knight in shining armor like you usually are for important people in your life, of course, or even just generally speaking, because Aries natives come with this emotional initiative as well. Someone is sad or someone is hopeless. Let's make a gesture to change the situation, even though Aries natives usually cause either humor or a different kind of chaos which distracts a person from their own personal drama. But then again, it is again Aries natives who come with the initiative, regardless of how it plays out. Because sometimes it doesn't play out all that well, but this is part of the humor in the lives of Aries natives. But you won't be able to afford to be the knight in shining armor for others because your individual karma and duties, and better said, the need to observe your individual situation from the perspective of an observer, outsider, is going to be very much needed. So that means you have to be very serious emotionally as well with yourself. For what does that mean? When you have certain emotional needs or some emotional troubles, emotional disharmony, or anything emotional, good or bad, you do need to pay attention to it and allow it. As irritative and as uncomfortable this is for Aries natives, this year you need to allow the emotion not to wash you over, not in that sense, but to sink in. What does it tell you? So, yes. Now let's clarify. A card already popped out. So, what I'm going to clarify is what that Eight of Swords represents. The King of Wands. So, again, this Eight of Swords, according to this King of Wands, but let's draw another card to be extra clear. The Three of Swords. This is so, and I need another one to be extra clear. The King of Coins, two kings. So without a shadow of a doubt, this Eight of Swords represents that in certain cases, in certain situations, you will be stopped in your tracks by fated events or by inner forces, but all for the sake of wisdom. Because there are going to be certain moments when initiation, bravery, bravery and boldness specific, very specific to Aries natives, is a very good idea and is karmically the theme. So that means you are excelling. And I do believe that 2023 had moments of excellence exactly in this sense. There are also different moments when braveness and boldness and jumping into the fray with bravery and courage, of course, is not the best idea. Even though courage and bravery is always appreciated, but there are certain moments when stepping back, being extra patient, allowing things to build on their own pace. You know what? I'm not forcing it, not catalyzing it, but allowing, I'm so sorry to use a silly analogy, but if you want organic tomatoes or slash organic whatever, well, you know that you have to wait. It's not gonna miraculously grow in 2 months and everything harvest. If you want organic bio, things need to have their proper time and cycle and so on. So, you know what I mean? Nature. Nature needs her timing. The same thing, whatever it is in your life, that, as I said, you initiated in 2023, but 2024 will have a different timing. Again, this is very important. Why? Because it depends on others, it depends on external factors. You won't necessarily be able to push it. You know what I mean? Give it a good push to hurry up and catch up with you, your inner world. It's going to be the opposite, where you need to wait. But what does this Three of Swords represent? Well, on one hand, with the King of Wands, you're so ready to face fears. You're so ready to make the move. I know that usually the Three of Swords is a very negative card, heartache, the bad kind of fear, when the mind just stops and is in panic mode, or pain, simply said, mental and emotional pain. But in this case, I do believe that you are actually ready to fight off fears, fight off pain, fight off anything that might trigger your heart, really, in a negative sense. But your readiness has to be self-disciplined because, as I said, the right timing, the right moment, the right even vibe, the right setup has to take place. So in certain moments, in certain situations, you will be, as I said, bound. And the fact that you're bound, meaning you have no control over the situation, you have already done what you could and depended on you, and there's nothing left to do, just wait. Or moments when you have to practice the prayer of serenity, as in surrender to the divine because you cannot change the situation. Now, those moments are going to be causing the Three of Swords, in a way, anxiety. Why? Because it's not under your control. But neither can you do something alternative to distract yourself. All you can do is be disciplined. So that sometimes that causes the Three of Swords moment, that anxiety, that I don't even know the right term to use here. You know, when you're just so caught up in wanting something and you have the power, yet it's blocked by something that truly you can't shift and move. So that power turns into anger, and that anger turns to frustration, and it burns you from within. This is, but I know this isn't a very beautiful thing to say about the year 2024, but look at the big picture. What depended on you was done anyway, and things are growing, things are evolving, things are getting solid, but they have their own timing. So you need to choose your reaction to this. The Three of Swords can be one reaction, but as I said, the Three of Swords is with the King of Wands. If the King of Wands is disciplined and like a veteran warrior, because Aries is ultimately the sign of the warrior, then it's as uncomfortable as it may be, it's still more than okay. Let's see the Three of Coins reversed. Well, it's clarified by the Eight of Coins and the High Priest, but reversed. This to me says that, again, I have to repeat this with the previous pile. Even though you will be bound, the time, the moment, the perfect moment, ready or not, will still come. So this just means that the moment and the time and the general outplay, again, dates, times, other people's or things, timing, etc., those won't be under your control, but they will still reach the desired, how should I say, moment. So that's your, how should I say, the green light to go forward, to quickly pick yourself up and follow up the initiation that was already started. So yes, that will be like reaching the next milestone, but in an uncontrollable, unexpected way, just like when you're on a bus ride, but the ride is with problems, let's say like that. So in those moments, big energies and opportunities will enter your life, so big that they will change your, expect that in 2024 your work routine, the way you make alliances and collaborations, but materially more like speaking, like it doesn't need to be your job at home. If you're a parent, you're a hard worker. You know what I mean? So adapted to your own routines will change very quickly. Why? But why? Because you grow, you evolve. These moments here, as the King of Coins grows and solidifies, will give you big opportunities for that investment. For example, what you've been waiting for, that job offer, that advancement in career, those moments will definitely come. And they, when you're frustrated here, keep in mind what you worked for already, what you sacrificed for already, what you learned to master already. That's a must. That's energy there. That's energy that acts like uh, an electromagnet that has to be, how should I say, used in a certain way, even karmically, even fatedly, because you displayed work in the recent past. So it cannot go on, I don't want to necessarily say unrewarded, because there are different ways to look at what reward is, if you know what I mean. But it cannot not have an effect, if that makes sense. But there's also the High Priest reverse. And the High Priest is the symbol of Taurus. And we will have in April a conjunction of Uranus and Jupiter in Taurus. A big change in values, a big change materially awaits you without a shadow of a doubt. A big change in the sense that the work ethic and modus operandi and everything that goes with it, schedule and what you do, how you do it, timing, how this is organized in a day, in a year, in a month, etc., that shifts unexpectedly. It may come as chaos, it may come, well, I'm not prepared for this, but at the same time, it comes with something good. Something good as in what you've been working for. Here's the opportunity. But this also the high priest reverse. In order for this to work, for work in the sense to integrate it into your lives as the new, as the next, as the step towards the future, you do need to allow the change and shift in values, because it's not just your routine or modus operandi that changes, also the values that animate you, regardless from the smallest sense that which products you use for whatever, but to the larger sense, what do you no longer believe in? Because the high priest reverse usually says saying bye-bye to a contract. Fortunately, this is not like anything to do with Libra, so not relationship romantically, chances are, but job-wise or routine-wise, schedule-wise, a utility-wise, needs in your life. So that means including the phone bill, electricity, heating, whatever, rent and housing definitely included. Changes take place but these changes in the sense that you reach new values within yourself, new feelings, new understandings, and your growth, mastery will also have a big impact on this, because your growth and mastery will, this is the only upright card here. So this means this governs you. You're doing all these changes and waiting game for your growth, and you know that. That's why you're going to play along with the universe. Eight of Wands reverse clarified by the Two of Swords reverse. Now, besides travel and what I said earlier, this can also be something legal. And because it is reversed, you know a truth of yours and you're getting there. This is either a strive, an effort to sign a contract. You know you want it and you want to sign it. A work contract. Let me give you an example. You decided that you're ready because of clear factors. You get a diploma, you get something practical, etc., etc. You graduate, whatever, that you are capable enough to up your game and work somewhere different or in different departments, something that fits your present more, and you go after it. You wait, but then you sign the contract. Or the other way around. You denounce, or how you say, a contract. You found a better job. That, of course, means a new contract. Signing for a new job means having to resign at the other job. So in a larger sense, this Two of Swords reverse means that you know what you want to commit to, or the vice versa. Page of Cups, this is also saying goodbye to a friendship. The Lovers reversed again. Now, remember when I said non-romantic? This may be romantic. Maybe you're saying goodbye to a relationship, or a relationship is profoundly changing. Maybe you're relocating, and before you relocate, you want to figure out what you do with the relation. Whatever, however your life changes, it will also affect your relationships of any kind, because the Lovers doesn't have to be romantic whatsoever. Again, the Lovers just points to the contractual fact of this, the agreement, the one-on-one alliance. But for some people, as I said, either friendship or romance, or for some people out there, your child is moving away. That can be very life-changing. Moving out from the household, from the country or whatever. It may be the best thing for your child, but it still affects your life in both ways. For other Aries natives, the opposite, your partner has this opportunity to move away. And how does that impact you? So this energy is quite complex, I think. This Eight of Wands reversed. Because this, in one sense, means the travels and the dating and the time as well. On the other hand, it also means the legal things that you need to make a decision about. But this also means relationships changing. Um, Knight of Cups, clarified by the Hangman, reversed. And the Star reverse. Oh my goodness. So all these reverse cards are telling me that you will have a big polarity shift. What does that mean? Usually, when a person experiences this big Uranian type of shift, so where is Uranus in your natal chart? What is it doing? It feels like reality is upside down. Your role changes. Before, let's say, you were, let me just give you a silly example. Before the pole shift, let's say you were in the position of the child where everyone wanted to parent you, from your biological parents, mentors, teachers, friends, girlfriend, boyfriend. Everyone was more like a parent to you. And role shift or pole, let's say personal pole shift. This is where you're the parent, the other ones are the children. Now you will parent your parents, the partner who parented you, friends, everybody. This is just an example. So this doesn't mean the plus becomes minus and stuff like that. Don't understand it in a radical shift where you, until now you had such a positive life and fortunate events, and now it's going to be not like that. It's not going to be the opposite. But roles do change very. And this is also the Hangman reversed is a surprise. And both the Hangman reversed and the Star card reversed are the two cards in tarot, which means surprise, surprise, but in such a way where don't even try to figure it out or guess it, because chances are whatever you can think of is not going to be that. A big surprise moment for you. And the Knight of Cups clarified, this is where, again, something that comes as a surprise sucks you in, takes you in, immerses you. And life changes because of that immersion. So your emotional roles are also going to change. This polarity shift is definitely going to affect you in 2024 in a big, big, big way. So basically, this is what you can expect from this year. Thank you so much, Aries natives, for listening. And I really hope this was helpful and useful to you. Wishing you a blessed new year. So, hello, everyone who is a native born under the sign of Taurus. Again, as I said for the previous sign, so Aries, I'm going to be choosing tarot cards, tarot decks, which remind me of the sign. So I'm going to be using different decks for different signs. For you guys, I have chosen, I can't show you the cover because it's too far out, it's out of reach. It's called Gaian Tarot, so it's nature and Gaia oriented. Just look at the back, and it makes so much sense because you guys have so much to do with Mother Nature, Mother Earth. So, of course, it resonates with Taurus. So, and the other thing that I would like to say, the reason why I am choosing a tarot scope is because it's much easier to generalize for this particular year, 2024, because it is going to be full of surprises and very, very individualistic. So I'm going to shuffle and ask the universe to reveal to us the year guidance for the year 2024 for Taurus natives. And I'm so sorry to be a bit slow, but this deck is really, really big, way too big for my hands, so there is no other way I can shuffle. I'm a bit clumsy with this. Oh, and I also received this deck from a Taurus natives as a gift, so yeah. Five of Fire, which is the Five of Wands in classic tarot. So we have the Seven of Cups reversed. Here it's called Seven of Water. We have the Eight of Earth, which is, of course, the Eight of Coins, and the Moon card. So let's just look at it, first of all, generally, and then I'm going to clarify them. So the Five of Fire means without a shadow of doubt, fight, but not necessarily in a negative way. Because fighting for your goals, fighting for your dreams, fighting for what is the greater truth to you. Because Taurus natives are very much animated by their values and their value system. So those values need to be truthful and resonant with them. So this is why immediately the Seven of Cups reverse tells me that you're refining your choices. You're fighting to be in the position to choose that which truly resonates for you personally, that those values, those truth, or adapted to your own situation. So for sometimes this means fighting for material resources or for something, let me get Santa out of the way. Let's put him here so you can see the card. So sometimes that means to have the resources to make better choices because Taurus needs embodiment. So material is always quite an important factor for Taurus. But then again, this can apply to relationships. For example, refining values, that means the relationship needs to reflect your new value system. I'm deserving of more. I'm deserving of different. I'm deserving of, this is the type of energy that might change life drastically. But this can also be spiritual, as in, let me make certain things in my life much more serious. Like, let me demonstrate to the divine and the divine forces from within and from without that I'm much more mature and serious about certain things in my life. I just don't want to think them, wish them, feel them, wanting to feel them, but let me make them real. So that can very, very lead to fighting for a personal discipline. So fighting with certain energies from within yourself. But ultimately, the Eight of Coins means that all of this is for the sake of mastery, for the sake of stability. You want to be able to trust yourself much more so in the future than in the present. You really want to mature, but in the most refined way, where maturity, maturization, mastery, and the power that comes with it, regardless in which sense, professionally, materially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, in any area of life, you also want to keep the inner child alive. So, in a way, maturization, but not at the cost of surrendering the very, very best, beautiful, and innocent within you. And the moon card means there is also going to be a lot of emotional cleansing. There is going to be a lot of emotional recalibration. And basically, I don't think I'm going to exaggerate when I say deep healing of the past. So now let's clarify these individually and see what they want to suggest in a more precise way. So the Five of Fire, the Six of Water, which is the Six of Cups. How interesting. The Wheel of Fortune. And another one popped out, so why not keep it? The Chariot reversed. Now, this Five of Fire is really, really multifaceted, because for some people it means this is the year when you need to solve something that has been there since childhood, either something to do with the family and family dynamics, relationships within the family, maybe heal or solve relationship with a particular parent or a sibling, or family karma is going to be cleared out. For other natives, it means um, fighting, and for you guys, it means like proper fight for a childhood dream that you need to complete now. Why? Because on one hand, the opportunity will arise unexpectedly, Wheel of Fortune. But on the other hand, it is unexpected, and how should I say? When the opportunity arises, you will be triggered. The energies of the past, so the dream, the desire, the emotion is going to be strongly triggered. So that's when you'll make the decision to halt some other areas of your life or project or what you're working on in the present and go after that, because the opportunity will arise. So this is the Chariot reverse. There is going to be a big halt moment with certain things in your life, not because they will stagnate necessarily, but this will be your like a impromptu decision when you say, I'm going to divert all the energy towards this healing, either healing this in the family, solving this in the family, or for other people, an opportunity that arises to complete a childhood dream, which can be professional, material, a travel, an experience, something that is important to you, worth halting everything else for. While for other people still, this might play out as a connection, either a person entering your life who is going to be very important, like a soulmate. And that doesn't necessarily, if you are in a committed relationship, that doesn't have to be romantic. So your romantic relationship can blossom and unfold unhindered, or better said, made even more beautiful. But a person, a very, very impacted person, enters your life and it turns it around. Chariot reverse turns it around for the better. Let's clarify the Seven of Cups reversed. The Star reversed and the Hangman reversed. Wow. Well, actually not wow, because astrologically speaking, you guys are the hosts of the Jupiter and Uranus conjunction, a big life-changing energy. And many Taurus natives might actually have their sun on there, on 21, 22 degrees of Taurus. So of course, life comes with twists and the unexpected. Because what this Seven of Water, in a clarified way with these two cards, means now is that you had certain desires in the past, but these desires are in a way general, how to live your own life, how to follow certain deep goals and principles and questions of inner faith, but life was not permissive. So, of course, you compromise, you surrendered. But the year 2024 is gonna evoke all the things that you couldn't live, complete, do, work, whatever. And it's gonna bombard you with opportunities to find completion in that sense. So the star reverse means unexpected, hopeful energy. This is where certain things, maybe you lost hope a long time ago, maybe years ago, and surprise, surprise, it comes into your life. Hangman reversed again, a new vision, a totally new vision about life, spirituality, the future, even, which changes everything, which changes your preferences, which changes your options, changes your dreams, changes your goals. You're a big, big, big upgrade, quantum leap in higher knowledge, higher understanding, principles, and questions of faith. The universe is going to work strongly in your life next year. So this is why this is chaos in a sense. I'm not going to lie to you, because you're not going to be overjoyed by the chaos and by you having to, stop certain bigger things. Like imagine certain big things in your life that are in the present moment advancing, like a big ship, and you needed to stop the ship for a while, dropping the anchor. That's inconvenient, but you're dropping the anchor for big purposes because it will call upon your soul. Very big soul and big surprises next year, especially with things that you deemed impossible. Oh, I'm not gonna live it in this incarnation. Oh, things that you lost hope with. Surprise, surprise. Five of water, Five of cups. And this and the lovers. Okay, I just need one more to be extra sure about the interpretation, but this is so interesting. Eight of air, which is eight of swords. Again, remember what I said earlier. You gave up hope, you were disappointed, it's not possible. Uh, and this can even be true philosophically, as in, well, I don't live that kind of life where I can have this and that. The universe, the divine, God, call it whatever you want, is not as kind. Not in a bad sense. You're not, this doesn't mean ungrateful. This just means like a harsh reality check. Well, not in this lifetime, or I haven't impressed the divine in order for me to have this and that. So not in a self-victimizing, dark, and like ingrate sense, but in a more like a reality check sense. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. This Five of Cups is not necessarily like the victim mentality. So don't get me wrong. But for factual, wisdom, what the wisdom of that present moment in the past told you, you had to give up expectations and hope and stuff like that. But look at the Eight of Swords and the Lovers. It comes into your life unexpectedly, and this Eight of Coins working with it, working with the opportunity, investing everything into opportunity. Those Taurus natives who have lost business, money, health. Well, I know that what I said just now sounded like a computer game. Oh, did you lose some health? but put it in the context, where health degraded and stuff like that, you're gonna get it back. Let's clarify the moon. Seven of air reversed, so seven of swords. We have the guardian of fire, which is like a knight of wands. And two of water. This also says to me like a confirmation, because this, as I when it was just the moon unclarified, I said about that a lot of soul completions and healing. This definitely supports that. The seven of swords, seven of air reversed, is where you finally find the truth, finally find a way to somewhere that was blocked off or impossible. A new path arises. Two of water, two of cups, for something to enter your life, or you to meet something, a desire, a goal, something that has to do with what you hope. A hope that was not possible, not in the past or not so long ago. Even though this is, as I said, chaos, unexpected, surprise, surprise, when the hangman reversed. The hangman reversed is as positive because you get to a deep understanding and knowledge and maturity about something in life, but it's not comfortable the way you get there. Like, let me give you an example. In mythology, the hangman is like Odin, for example, or the Buddha or the Christ, where they spent like 40 days under a tree, or Odin actually hung himself upside down a tree, and they would not move until enlightenment, or in Odin's case, the knowledge of the runes came to him. That was uncomfortable. That was not comfortable. So that means waiting time. That means disillusionment, disappointment, pain. But the star reversed, it comes as a surprise, as a shock. And that's why certain things are going to halt in your life. But this halt is for it's like the most welcome guest that you could possibly have in your life, because something that much more important is going to go forward. So fate is really going to unfold next year for you guys. So I really hope that you enjoyed it and you liked this reading. Thank you so very much for being here and listening, and wishing every Taurus native a blessed 2024. And until next time. Hello, everyone who is born under the sign of Gemini. As I said for previous signs, the year 2024 is so full of the unexpected, and many times life is going to turn upside down, because that is the collective energy that I do believe tarot displays in a much greater resonance individualistically for the signs, what the year might be about for them. And for this reason, I'm going to be choosing a different tarot deck for each and every sign out there, depending on what the deck means for me personally. And for you guys, I have chosen this very, very cute tarot deck, which is like a computer game. This because Gemini has a lot to do with playing with game. It is the sign of adolescence, but it is also mercurial, so technology, communication, and electronic game is also all that much Gemini. So I'm gonna be shuffling the cards, asking the divine to give you guidance for the year 2024. And I might be a bit clumsy, because these cards have an unusually small size, so my hands are not very used to them. And, as a curiosity, from an astrological perspective, you guys after May are gonna be hosting Jupiter next year, so you can imagine it's gonna be a very interesting year. So let us see immediately. We have the Seven of Wands reversed. I just want to show the image. It's like an 8-bit depiction of the classic Rider-Waite tarot. It's so, so beautiful. I love it. It's so Gemini, really. The Queen of Pentacles reversed, clarified by the Justice reversed. Because this was clarified, I'm just gonna keep it here. Then we have the Strength reversed. Oh my goodness. I'm a Gemini too, solar and lunar. So you can imagine that I'm pretending to be all that much outside. And we have the Five of Pentacles and the King of Swords reversed. This is so very complex that I'm not even sure how to offer you a very general overview of just these cards as I have done for other signs. Because usually I offer a general overview and then clarify each one for details. But this to me says that there is going to be a massive decision that will change the course of your life, basically, next year, because the Seven of Wands reversed. This is where something in your life already got to the stage where doing the same thing, for example, fighting against it, keeping it at bay, resolving it, solving it, standing strong, standing brave, standing courageous, a can-do attitude is a bit silly. Why? The Queen of Coins, sorry. Its draining resource is futile. You can do it. You can keep it in your life. You can preserve it. You can keep up with it. You can have it if you really, really want to, but it's draining more resource. It's eating up more good than it's doing more bad than good. If that's really what I want to explain here, but I don't want to make it sound dramatic because Gemini, in a way, it's also optional. You know what I mean? Like a relationship, it's working. It's there. You can keep up with it, but it's leading you nowhere. It's like dead end. A job, it's there, it provides for you, but if you want to evolve, if you want to do something different, if you want to, let's say, grow, Gemini, another part of you, then it's not permissive. So it's neither good or bad, but there is something in your life that is draining you from one perspective or the other, that no longer is needed to be in your life. Or this can sometimes mean you're way too good for something. Again, I repeat, we'll see what we clarify it with, but this can be a relationship, a job. You're a highly skilled individual because a hobby of yours, let's say, you became grandmaster of it. And that maybe has to become uh, your profession and not just a hobby. This is an example. Why? because you're grandmaster at it. Like, you need to do something with it. Or this can be basically a living situation. It works, but you need something. In order to aim higher, you need something better. You outgrown something, basically. You're like, let me give you another ridiculous example that is very depictive of the situation. You're at karate or judo or whatever, and you're so efficient by now, and you mastered basically on your own terms, let's say, uh, two belts that you don't have yet. Why choose to stay at that level when you can do, you know what I mean? Anyway, so let's clarify the Seven of Wands reverse. So long story short, this is where the universe is and the karmic forces are guiding you to up your game. Time has come to up your game at something, really. Sorry. So we have the Nine of Cups reversed. And we need another one, please. We have the High Priestess. Now, this to me says that you came to the understanding of what kind of life and lifestyle, or what is balance to you, what is balance to you, what is strength to you, what kind of lifestyle brings out the best version of you. You came to that understanding, you came to that knowledge. There is a lot of self-knowledge behind this Seven of Wands. So this means that the time has come for you to actually make steps towards it, because it's clear for you. Like, let me give you an example. Some people are their very best versions when they're in comfort, when they're in a great comfort zone. So there was a time, there was a utility when to operate outside of the comfort zone, to learn new things, to whatever. But this is where it's time to return to the comfort zone, exactly to be your best version. You know what I mean? So this is exactly where you need to end certain patterns, certain situations, certain things which are in your life, were very useful at a certain point, exactly to get you out of the comfort zone, exactly to get you going. But now you need to return into a situation where you need to be that very best version of yourself. I used comfort and as an example, but for other people, that can be like some very many Geminis in 2020, 2020, 2019, 2021. So around this time period, because of this Pluto, they broke all of their social connections and they loved it. It was useful. But you're a Gemini. So maybe in 2024, time has come for you to resume that social energy and power that you have, because the universe needs you to deliver message, but not in a literal sense, just by living your life. Your life is the message. So, time to get back at what you're strong, at what you're pro-efficient, even if it complicates your life. Something that you once decided to stop and halt. Why? Because it took away your strength, because you needed to find a deeper truth within you. You didn't feel powerful enough to continue doing that, but you got your mojo back, you got your strength back. Know it or not, be aware of this or not. So You need to get back into your position of power. And the King of Swords with the Five of Pentacles, both of them reversed. Well, these kind of tell you, reversed, that you've been through in the past 5 years through so much hardship. There was so much abandonment in your life, so much cord cutting, so much social purge where no one resonated anymore. But that is over. The cutting is over. Even if right now, in a way, you're still living that energy, even though you shouldn't anymore. But it's absolutely okay. You're still living that energy. It's fine. But the moment will come when it has to end. So right now, regardless of how much you have figured out in your life and within yourself, you are still a little bit lost on how to get out of the energy of just being, of just going with the flow. Because you do need some structure in your life. You do need something that you're aiming for and you're powerful at. Going back at the decision you once took. So let's clarify. So first, of course, we're clarifying this Seven of Wands, even though it was clarified already. And it is the Nine of Wands, Knight of Wands, sorry, with the Judgment reversed. Judgment reversed. Look at the situation from a different lens now. Reverse the judgment. Once an attitude or you, again, either social cord cutting or any kind, whatever you eliminated from your life, whatever I even want to say deprived yourself from, was the best choice, was the best idea, was the best way to judge the situation. Now you get the reverse end with the Knight. Go and do it. Action time. The Justice reversed and Queen of Coins reversed. Please. The Star. Ace of Coins reversed. Again, going back at a decision that once was useful, now not so much because it's draining you unnecessarily. The Star, hope. You go back at that decision, that option, that choice that you once took, because new hope arises. Ace of Coins reverse is where something, okay, money in that in a very childish sense, drops from the sky. You get something, but understand it symbolically. A choice, an opportunity, a lost opportunity maybe, or an opportunity you had to keep on declining because you were not ready for the past version of you when this Seven of Wands was upright, when you had to defend yourselves and your struggles and your bravery and your kampf in that sense. So basically, that which you had to reject comes back into your life as a big hope. But the hope is important because it is the hope that tells you that yes, it's worth it this time. Go back around that decision because you can make it. You're ready, you're strong enough, you're powerful enough. So hope is gonna be very, very important. Hope gives you strength to do something. Look, the World card to this strength. Now, the strength is, especially in reverse position, usually not a very positive card because it means when we have to invest, for example, a lot of strength into something, that means it's hard. It doesn't matter if we can do it, we cannot do it. This doesn't matter. What matters is that it is hard. And also with the strength reversed, this is when the inner animal is also there, lending us the strength. It is a primal, instinctual energy. Thus, the hardship. Thus, that we do need to muster strength, as the name says, even the world, something, a hardship completes in the sense that finally it's no longer hard. Six of Wands reversed. Now, the Six of Wands reversed usually means that it's not a triumph. It's positive, but it's not yet a triumph. But in this sense, it means pride. Pride is no longer there. This is where pride no longer hinders you. You don't need the situation, the closure, the ending of the investment of strength, the struggle, the fight. You no longer need to arise proud from it, because you understood in a certain sense that to be proud in this situation, you must put it into context for you personally. To be proud is no longer wise, no longer positive. So you're letting go of pride. And the Eight of Coins. And that is also important because, as I said, something completes, something comes to an end. The work you invested into something, this situation, whatever it is that you were, I don't want to say fighting, but standing strong against, or standing strong for example, for some Gemini, a relationship, a marriage, in something in career, something in living situation, something karmic, something spiritual, your connection with the divine even. Why? Because you want something, the divine wants the opposite, and you negotiate. And you found the common point. You found the, how should I say, when both you and the divine are in an agreement. So the hardship ends, and the work doesn't end. Let's be very clear with that, because the Eight of Pentacles means the work is ongoing, but it's no longer hard. The hardship and the pride, the bad kind of pride, the guilt, the shame, whatever strong emotions actually fueled the excessive strength, the display of the excessive strength, that ends. So you find a sense of completion, which makes your ongoing work much easier. So it's really, really nice. So this King of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Cups and the Page of Swords. I'll keep the Page of Swords, of course. Okay. But I would still like another card. The Five of Cups, how beautiful. Oh. So, as I said earlier, survival mode. Being abandonment, still living in an abandonment where you are running from something, for example, social connections. From actually, what you're running from is being Gemini. I know how weird this sounds, but now the situation turns. You have everything it takes to be a Gemini once again. So the King of Swords is reversed because you don't know the big picture. You don't see yourself getting there, but it's okay. It's okay, yeah, because you're going with the flow, so it's okay. However, the Page of Wands, Swords, sorry, is upright. So you're beginning to be found, to find your plan, your mindset, your and the Ace of Cups, the disappointment is washing away. This means like once again being able to be that positive, that humoristic, the adolescent, the juvenile, Gemini self and allowing yourself to look at life and everything in it like that, where you will not allow hardship, you will not allow, you know, a much more serious attitude to just ruin the juices of life for you, the sweetness of life for you. So again, whatever this is goes hand in hand with a decision that you once took, going back on it. You know what I mean? Not that in a sense that it was a bad decision, it was needed, but now you can allow yourself to free yourself from whatever you cut away from your life, whatever you stopped, whatever you were running from in that sense, and getting out of survival mode. Finally, life being permitting you to be a Gemini self of yours. For example, to laugh at certain hardships, to be able to make certain mistakes, and to not fear the chaos of life, but rather welcome it because it's a great source of humor, self irony, being flirtatious, and that being okay. The Gemini stuff, you know, life will be once again permissive for you to be a Gemini. This is where you no longer need to elevate the Gemini energies. For example, sharing poetry and the big truths of life, the big knowledge, the big info, always helping someone with words. That will remain part of life, of course. But maybe 5 years ago, life depended that you do that. Now, life can finally incorporate the lower expressions of Gemini, the humoristic, not the shadow, but the small things, you know, the small and silly things. So I really hope that you found this useful and this was helpful for you. Thank you so very much for listening. And I'm wishing you a very, very happy and blessed 2024. And I'm going to close this video here. And for the other signs, the upcoming sign is Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. And I'm going to be having a separate video. And for the following signs, yet another separate one. So be sure to check out for your sign, if you were not included in this one, the upcoming videos. So thank you and wishing everyone a very happy 2024.